If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We are going to be checking out 11 common things that don't exist outside the USA. The US of A. Well, this is going to be very interesting. Right, my side checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're just going to get around into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh, yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies, dental floss, traffic lights, all great American inventions. These things originated in America but are now all over the world. But if you think that everything American is in every other country, then you'd be wrong. There are some things that you just don't see outside of the USA. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at 11 common things that don't exist outside the USA. Coming up first, we have medical and lawyer ads. If you're not from the USA but have gone to visit, I'm sure you switched on the TV and heard this phrase. Ask your doctor if this product is right for you. And then, most likely, a big list of scary warnings and side effects. This is something that only happens in America, and it's advertising for medical.
Now, I was watching a video with, it was a Polish video, and he said about the ads, the lawyer ads, not the doctor ads, but the lawyer ads. They don't have it in the country. And he's saying it's not just in other countries, it's not in no other countries. It's believable, but it's not believable. You telling me USA is the only country? Wow. I'm half and half on this. Really?
Products. Outside the USA, it's weird to see commercials for medical related things. Most people would just go to their doctor and get what their doctor suggests. But in the USA, it's common to see medical things advertised as if they were any other product.
Right.
But medical ads aren't the only odd advertising you'll see in the USA. Another thing you'll often see is adverts for lawyers. I'm not talking about Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. Believe it or not, that's not just in TV shows. In the USA, lawyers really do advertise on TV. Did you know that 60% of the world's lawyers reside in the USA? And the USA is said to be the most litigious country in the world. This means the most lawsuits come from inside the USA. Next up is spray cheese. When you think of cheese, you probably think France. Luxurious French cheese is a staple of fine dining around the world. But the USA has a different kind of dairy-based delicacy. That is spray cheese. Cheese is eaten a lot in the USA. In fact, the USA is the world's largest consumer of.
First time I'm hearing that. I'm probably living under a rock, but man, gotta cut me some slack on this one.
Of cheese. But America also loves convenience, and that's why cheese can be bought in a can in the USA. Now, spray cheese is actually only 51% cheese. By law, to call a product what it is, it must be at least half that product. So that's why it's only 51% cheese, not a percentage higher. The other 49% is flavorings, protein, and ingredients. Spray cheese has been big in the USA since the 1960s. And it's even sold in various flavors. For example, cheddar, bacon, and even American flavor. I wonder what that is. Next up is garbage disposals. I'm sure you've seen in movies and TV shows how Americans throw their food scraps into the sink. You may think, what happens to them? Do they just sit there? Well, no, they go into what's called a garbage disposal. These things actually only exist in the USA. In other countries, food scraps would be put in the kitchen bin. But why is it that only in America do they use garbage disposals? Well, the reason why is because in many other countries it's banned. This is because it's not very environmentally friendly. That's because all of the food is mixed in with the general water waste. This then at some point must be filtered out. So it wastes a lot of energy, but it is convenient. Next up is college sports. Every country loves sports. Whether it's cricket in India, football in Spain, or baseball in the USA. But only in the USA are they obsessed with college sports. Every country loves professional sport leagues, and the USA is no exception. But one thing that's different about the USA is that they love college sports as much as regular professional sports.
That's true.
No other country gets behind colleges as much as the USA does. If you ask people in other countries if they can name a college team of any other sport, chances are they can't. In other countries, college sports are not broadcast on TV. And they also don't make any money at all, as opposed to the millions made in US college sports.
Right.
In the USA, college football brings in thousands of spectators to fill up stadiums. But in other countries, college football games are lucky if they even get the friends and family of the people involved watching. Also, the biggest stadiums in the USA are pretty much all college football stadiums. Out of the top 15 biggest stadiums in the USA, all 15 are college football stadiums.
What?
The largest of which being the Michigan Stadium, which can hold over 100,000 fans.
Damn.
Next up is white
Did not know that.
teeth. Have you ever wondered why all Americans seem to have great white teeth? It seems for some reason people in the USA are obsessed with getting the perfect teeth. And by perfect, I mean white and straight. Americans actually spend more money than any other country to make sure their teeth are white and straight. But despite all the money that's spent on getting white and straight teeth, that does not necessarily mean they're more healthy. For example, the British are often mocked for their bad teeth. But according to a Harvard University study, British teeth are actually more healthy than American teeth. Trust me, not all Brits look
I got that British teeth, man. Austin Powers, man.
like Austin Powers. One reason why this may be is because in the UK, under 18s can get braces for free. However, in America, they're very expensive, and there's a good reason for that. According to a study by New York Mag, in the USA, good teeth can be the difference between getting a second date and not. Apparently, 38% of Americans will turn someone down for a second date if they have bad teeth. And 60% of Americans say they perceive someone as smarter if they have straight white teeth.
Wow.
Next up is Black Friday. If you're not from the USA, you may not understand why everyone goes so crazy
It's
on this
madness.
day every
Pure
single
madness.
year. Black Friday is the name given to the day after Thanksgiving, which is another American holiday. The term Black Friday came about because of the amount of accidents and sometimes even violence shoppers create. People go crazy for all the deals in the stores, and sometimes there are riots just to get into a shop. Black Friday has expanded to other countries, for example the UK. But videos of Black Friday in other countries have gone viral for different reasons. That's because no one really cares about Black Friday in other countries. And shops often only get 1 or 2 extra visitors than on a normal day.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars are
Not that
spent
big.
in the USA every time Black Friday rolls around. But it seems the rest of the world just isn't into it. Next up is solo cups. If you're American, this may come as a surprise, but red solo cups are seen as a very American thing. In movies and TV shows, everyone drinks out of them at parties.
That's true.
And many tourists actually bring back a red solo cup to their own countries when going to America. That's because it's seen as a piece of American iconography, although many Americans don't realize this. In other countries, people simply drink from beer bottles or glasses,
Yes.
but in the USA, they use red plastic solo cups.
There's so many
Next
movies.
up is free refills. When I was dining in the USA once, a waiter came up to me and said, "Would you like me to refill your drink?" I said no because the drink was kind of expensive, and they looked at me like I was crazy. That's because it is typical in any American restaurant to have a free refill. In other countries, you'd need to pay if you wanted extra drink, but
He's using that solo cup, man.
not in the USA. In other countries, if you pay for one drink, that's what you get. And many Europeans say that they find it very weird when they go to the USA and their glass gets refilled even if they don't ask. But personally, I love it. I'm never going to turn down a free drink.
Are they right?
And finally on the list, we have flags. Every country has their flag, but no one shows off their flag more than the USA.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
If you
yeah.
drive around the USA,
yeah.
it's common to see people flying the American flag on their homes. Also, many buildings, schools, and businesses
that.
will have an American flag. This is something you don't see in any other country. According to research, over 150 million American flags are sold every year. And it's not exactly known why people in the USA love to show their flag off so much. Worldwide, the USA flag is the second most famous flag after the Union Jack. But no other country waves their flag as much as they do in the USA.
I couldn't settle on the lawyer doctor one, because like I know the US is famous for that, but I would never think it's only the US. I would like to think at least another country or two countries, maybe like bigger countries, maybe do that, because I know many countries like to do things the USA does. So it's kind of strange that it's still only the US that actually has those kind of ads. I don't know. I don't know if this is believable. I gotta do some more research myself. But everything else on the list makes sense. And wait, well, the spray cheese. This is the first time I'm hearing about spray cheese. It makes sense because it's only 51% cheese. It's not really cheese per se. Because that was strange. Just hearing spray cheese. Maybe I've seen it in a few movies, but it never really registered for some reason. But spray cheese, this is odd as hell, man. Like cheese in a can. I don't think it tastes that good either. I just think it's just almost like a flavor. But if I want to eat some cheese, I gotta be able to bite into that. This was very interesting. Certainly I'm going to be checking out more videos from this content creator. I learned something. Yeah. If you want to see that long term outro that I do, hit me over on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. So until next time, peace